Some of the objects and artifacts discovered by archaeologists across the world have left even the brightest minds baffled. They raise perplexing questions the moment they emerge from the earth, and even after decades of close examination, many still refuse to give up their secrets. It seems we'll never find everything there is to know about our ancestors and the customs, beliefs, and rituals they once followed. Every archaeological discovery you're about to see in this video left the people who uncovered it with more questions than answers. So, ready? Well, let's dive in. Number 15. The Himalayan star-shaped towers across the Himalayas. Some villages share a mystery that has never settled into a satisfying explanation. Rising above the rooftops are perplexing stone towers with star-shaped walls, some climbing beyond 100 feet into the mountain sky. Local people have long insisted these giants can survive powerful earthquakes that destroy ordinary buildings around them. Whether that claim is true or not, their strength has become part of local legend. Their appearance feels strangely out of place because nothing else nearby follows the same style. Ancient Chinese and Himalayan records barely mention them, leaving historians with almost nothing to work from. Even their age refuses to stay consistent. Carbon dating has produced estimates ranging anywhere from about 500 to nearly 1,800 years. Since many stand beside old villages, some researchers think wealthy ruling families commissioned them to display status and influence. That idea sounds reasonable, but it still leaves one enormous puzzle untouched. How were such mind-blowing towers ever raised so long ago? Number 14. The Manu cave and tunnel network. Most people never imagine what might be resting beneath the ground they walk across every day. Beneath fields, hills, and quiet landscapes, forgotten worlds sometimes wait in complete silence. That became clear in 1916 when archaeologists digging beneath the Manu Plateau in the ancient region of Dobruja, between modern Romania and Bulgaria, uncovered something far beyond ordinary ruins. At first, they found familiar pottery fragments and walls marked with Roman and Greek graffiti. Every layer they cleared revealed another surprise until an enormous underground maze finally appeared. Long passageways twisted into chambers, side rooms, and cavern-like spaces, forming a network that felt almost endless. Wall paintings suggest the tunnels first came into use more than 2,000 years ago and remained occupied until at least the 10th century. Stretching for over 12,000 feet, every corridor appears to have been cut by hand. The effort is great, but the reason behind such a huge undertaking is still unknown. Number 13. Colum megalith park stone circles have fascinated people for centuries, so hearing about another one usually isn't surprising. The story changes, though, when the place begins carrying whispers of odd healing powers. Visitors to Colum megalith park in Pennsylvania have long heard claims that spending time among its stones brings peace, balance, or physical relief. The setting certainly feels ancient, which makes the truth even more unexpected. Despite its appearance, the monument isn't thousands of years old at all. Bill Cohea established the park during the 1970s after returning from Scotland, where the stone circle on the island of Iona left a lasting impression on him. What visitors see today is a tribute rather than an authentic prehistoric monument. Around 90 stone structures now fill the grounds, many carrying names such as Thor's Gate and Glen of the Temple. The park also claims several stones came from Scotland and still possess rare healing abilities, although convincing evidence has never appeared. Number 12. Ice Age cannibalism rituals. Death has never meant the same thing to every society, and one cave in Britain proves just how different beliefs could be. Gough's Cave, occupied around 15,000 years ago by Magdalenian people, preserved human bones carrying unmistakable cut marks left during careful processing after death. Researchers spent years studying those remains and reached an unsettling conclusion. The bodies had not been consumed because food was scarce. The evidence pointed toward ritual behavior carried out with remarkable consistency. Human skulls were even shaped into carefully prepared drinking cups, showing that every step followed established traditions rather than desperate survival. That changes the entire story. Instead of seeing death as an ending, those communities may have viewed it as a bond that continued through ceremony and shared remembrance. Elsewhere across Ice Age Europe, other groups buried loved ones with ornaments and grave goods, expressing entirely different beliefs about the afterlife. One continent held completely different ways of honoring the dead, and we still cannot fully explain why. Number 11. The blood of San Gennaro 3 times each year. Naples Cathedral fills with people waiting for something that should not happen. Inside 2 sealed glass vials rests a dark substance believed to be the dried blood of San Gennaro, a 4th century bishop executed in 305 C. During the ceremony, the solid material appears to loosen and become liquid while the archbishop raises it before the crowd. Believers call it a miracle. Scientists have suggested another possibility: thixotropy, a property allowing certain mixtures to remain firm until movement causes them to flow. But testing that explanation would require opening the containers and examining what they truly hold. So, the Church has refused. Across roughly 600 years of recorded tradition, the vials have never been opened for a modern scientific investigation. No one can confirm whether the substance is genuinely blood, whether it belongs to San Gennaro, or why it changes. The answer may be sitting behind glass, but the glass still remains completely untouched even today. It's strange. Number 10. The Plutonium of Hierapolis. Long before modern science offered a logical explanation, people believed a terrifying doorway to the underworld waited in the ancient city of Hierapolis. Travelers crossed great distances to witness the famous cave temple, where strange events seemed impossible to ignore. Animals brought near its entrance suddenly collapsed or died, convincing countless visitors that Pluto himself guarded the place. Because of those frightening stories, the sanctuary earned the name Plutonium. Curiously, the priests appeared able to perform their rituals without suffering the same fate, making the mystery seem even greater. The answer remained unknown until researchers finally solved it in 2018. Deep beneath the temple runs a natural crack in the earth that constantly releases carbon dioxide. Near the entrance, the gas reaches deadly levels, while deeper inside it becomes even more concentrated. Smaller animals breathed the invisible cloud first and never escaped. The priests likely understood exactly where the danger began and carefully avoided those deadly pockets without revealing their secret. But as we say, who knows? Number 9. The Holy Coat of Trier for centuries. Trier Cathedral has guarded a robe said to be the seamless garment worn by Jesus during the crucifixion, the same one Roman soldiers gambled for beneath the cross. Tradition claims Empress Helena carried it from Jerusalem, and records place it in Trier by at least the 12th century. But the relic almost never meets the public eye. During the past 200 years, it has appeared only 4 times: 1891, 1933, 1959, and 1996, drawing enormous crowds each time. What keeps the mystery alive is not merely its age, but what has never been allowed. The robe has never undergone carbon dating. Researchers may observe it during rare exhibitions, though removing fibers or conducting independent tests remains forbidden. Perhaps church officials view such examination as absolutely disrespectful. Perhaps they fear what the results might expose. Either way, the answer has remained unchanged for generations. The garment may be seen, admired, and worshipped, but never properly questioned by anyone. Number 8. Sandby Borg ringfort stories passed from one generation to the next often begin with something terrible. On the Swedish island of Land, parents have long warned children to stay away from Sandby Borg because the old fort is believed to carry the memory of a dreadful event. Modern archaeology has only strengthened that chilling reputation. Excavations in 2010 uncovered a mass grave believed to hold everyone who lived inside the settlement when violence swept through it around 1,500 years ago. The attack happened during Europe's turbulent migration period, shortly after the Western Roman Empire began falling apart. Roman coins, objects, and arrowheads recovered among the remains have only complicated the story. Some researchers think the Romans may have suffered the assault rather than carried it out, while others remain unconvinced. No written account explains who attacked the fort or why every resident appears to have been left where they fell. That silence has become Sandby Borg's greatest mystery of all. Number 7. Karahunj. The Armenian Stonehenge. Anyone expecting Armenia's answer to Stonehenge usually walks away surprised. Karahunj shares the idea of standing stones, but everything else feels entirely different. More than 200 stones spread across the hill, many pierced with carefully shaped circular holes that continue to puzzle researchers today. Some historians believe the arrangement allowed ancient people to observe the stars and track important events in the night sky. It's certainly an attractive explanation, but firm evidence has never appeared. Others have suggested the stones once belonged to the walls of an ancient settlement that disappeared long ago. That possibility struggles because no convincing traces of such a town have ever been found nearby. Most specialists agree the monument dates back several thousand years, probably somewhere between the Middle Bronze Age and the Iron Age. Time has worn away many answers, but not the mystery itself. Whatever first inspired Karahunj, its real purpose remains frustratingly beyond our reach. Number 6. The Shomu-tepe figurine. Great discoveries do not always arrive wrapped in grandeur. Every so often, an object small enough to rest in a hand ends up changing how an entire region is understood. That happened in 2025 when archaeologists working inside Damjili Cave found a carved stone figurine dating to roughly 6400–6100 BC. It belonged to the early Shomu-tepe culture, whose communities were beginning the long transition from hunting and gathering toward settled farming. Although tiny, the figure immediately caught attention. Its face carried almost no detail, while the body received far greater care, matching a style seen across prehistoric Eurasia where human forms often represented fertility, ancestors, or spiritual ideas rather than individuals. Faint traces of red ochre still clung to the surface, hinting that it may have played a ceremonial role. Finds like this are rare in the Caucasus. That single piece now strengthens a missing link between neighboring cultures and reminds us how one quiet discovery can reshape an entire chapter of prehistory. Number 5. The Sudarium of Oviedo. Most people know the Shroud of Turin, yet its quieter companion receives far less attention. Inside Oviedo Cathedral in northern Spain rests a smaller stained cloth known as the Sudarium, traditionally believed to have covered Jesus's face shortly after the crucifixion. Its documented presence reaches back to at least the 8th century, while the silver chest surrounding it remained unopened for hundreds of years. When officials finally opened the container in 1075, King Alfonso VI attended, though the occasion resembled a sacred ritual rather than a scientific inspection. Today, the cloth appears before the public only 3 times each year. Once those brief ceremonies end, it returns to the locked chapel. Limited studies have identified type AB blood and pollen associated with the Jerusalem region, details often compared with the Shroud of Turin. Still, independent testing has never been granted. The chest closes, access ends, and the questions remain sealed beside it, untouched by outsiders and fiercely guarded. Number 4. the Langanates globe stone sometimes. An object appears that immediately divides opinion, and the Langanates globestone has done exactly that for decades. According to the popular account, a scientific team led by Father Carlos Crespi's associate Juan Moritz, and later promoted through research connected with Alice Sotomayor, examined the unusual stone after its reported discovery in Ecuador's Langanates Mountains during the 1980s. What caught everyone's attention wasn't its shape, but the strange white markings spread across its surface. Supporters argue they resemble an ancient map showing Greece, India, the Persian Gulf, the Arabian Peninsula, and even Japan. Beside Japan appears another unexplained landmass that some enthusiasts identify as Mu, the legendary continent said to have vanished beneath the sea. Those claims immediately run into serious problems. Neither the Americas nor much of East Asia appears on the supposed map. Considering the stone reportedly came from Ecuador, that omission is difficult to explain. Whatever the markings represent, certainty remains frustratingly distant. Number 3. The Norias of Hama. Most people seeing the Norias of Hama for the first time guess they're giant Ferris wheels or the remains of an old mill. Both assumptions miss the real story. They are enormous wooden water wheels, but flour was never their purpose. Their only task was lifting river water into aqueducts that carried fresh supplies across the city. Even more surprising is their age. Rather than a few hundred years, these remarkable machines trace their story back almost 25 centuries. 17 once turned along Syria's Orontes River, although war has left several badly damaged. One of the oldest known images of them appears inside an ancient mosaic discovered at nearby Apamea. If historians have dated that artwork correctly, sophisticated water engineering already existed here while many societies relied on far simpler methods. The achievement is impossible to ignore. Yet one question refuses to disappear. Exactly who first imagined, designed, and built such remarkable wheels remains an unanswered mystery. Number 2. The Famine Stela. Ancient Egyptian inscriptions usually celebrate victories, honor powerful rulers, or praise the gods with chosen words. The Famine Stela follows a very strange path, carved onto a rock on Sahel Island near Aswan. The inscription tells the story of a terrible drought that struck Egypt during the reign of Pharaoh Djoser. According to the text, the disaster lasted 7 devastating years, bringing hunger and hardship across the kingdom before the god Khnum finally restored prosperity. The account itself isn't the greatest mystery. The real puzzle lies in when it was written. Although the events are linked to Djoser's reign around 2600 BC, historians believe the inscription first appeared during the Ptolemaic period, more than 2,000 years later. That enormous gap has encouraged endless debate. Some researchers suspect political motives, while others believe the inscription strengthened the influence of Khnum's priests. Without additional evidence, the true reason behind this remarkable message remains impossible to prove. Number 1. Cranial modification. In Japan, our faces often tell others where we come from. But for the Hirota people of ancient Japan, identity may have begun with the shape of the head itself. Burial grounds on Tanegashima Island have revealed dozens of skulls dating between the 3rd and 7th centuries, each carrying the same carefully controlled changes made during infancy, when the bones were still soft. Nothing about the pattern appears accidental. Modern imaging confirmed the shaping was intentional and repeated over generations with remarkable consistency. Yet the most puzzling detail lies elsewhere. Men and women shared the same treatment, while children from different graves displayed identical features regardless of age or apparent social standing. That removes the usual explanations of wealth, leadership, or privilege. Instead, experts are left wondering whether the practice marked family ties, spiritual beliefs, or membership within the community itself. No written record survives to settle the question. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.